Hi everyone, this is Mario from Gojira, and you're watching Heavy Consequence.
We're here with Mario from Gojira at Louder Than Life. How's it going, Mario?
I'm doing super well. I'm very happy with the show we just played, so everything is good.
Wonderful. Now, you've been on tour with Korn and Spirit Box lately. How's the tour been going?
I love the lineup of this tour. So many shows are sold out. The overall vibe is perfect between the bands. The crowd is loving it, so it's really it's really chill. How can I say it? No, it's a very great start of the tour because we just play maybe half of it or less, but it's a great tour.
That's wonderful. Now, just a couple months ago, you made history performing at the opening ceremony for the Paris Olympics, the first heavy metal band to ever perform at the Olympics. Can you talk a little bit about what that meant to you?
It's mind blowing actually. You know, we were still a bit high. I feel in the band we are still trying to understand what really happened. You know, in terms of. The impact of the ceremony and the impact in the world of metal. So we felt like the stars were aligned because we were a French band. The ceremony was in France, and two of the four guys were the creator of this ceremony. Were big Gojira fans, and they called us. So it feels like we also felt very lucky. There is not that many bands in France. Imagine if you have a ceremony in England, as an example, there is like thousands of legendary bands. But in France, it's not really the case. You have a lot of bands who play outside of France, but the list is not like that big. So there were a good chance for us to be like called, you know. So we still feel very humble. Such a great moment and a huge boost for our career.
Yeah, there's not many stages as big as the opening ceremony for the Olympics. Not a lot of bands get to perform at that level. So
Exactly. Yeah.
from the moment that it was mentioned to you to the actual performance, how long were you working on that?
We received the call back in November 2023, and the ceremony was in July 2024. So a good couple months, you know. We had to keep it secret. We worked with the writer of the music of the ceremony because we were not allowed to play our music. So at first we were like, that's weird, because we really thought if we could play a song that would be amazing, you know. But in fact, we really had to create something that fit with the theme of the revolution. So it was a big challenge, but a very fun challenge as well. And we had a great. We worked together with Victor Leman, with the guy who's write entire music of the entire ceremony, and the relation was perfect, very chill, no drama, no tension, nothing. And Joe and I, because mainly we worked Joe and I on this project, but we had a lot of things to say, and we were very free to do almost whatever we wanted, as soon as it fit with the theme and all that. So yeah, amazing.
How has your life changed in the 2 months since performing at the Olympics?
It's really subtle, you know, because we've been a band for 30 years and we already had a career, and we were touring worldwide. But I felt like, it's a plus, it's a bonus, you know, like you go to a store and some people, I saw you at the Olympics, but it's not like a crazy change. Also, it's a band who played, it's not like one person. We're a band and an entity, so it's not like one of us was the main guy with a name, and it's really Gojira perform over there, but many people don't realize I'm playing in Gojira, you know, as a band also. But no, what we can tell, it's the overall respect for the band now since we did that. And as I said, we were very lucky to be able to do it and having this fucking bonus, you know.
Now, Consequence earlier this month was celebrating Drum Week by putting out their list of the top 100 best drummers of all time.
Wow.
You are on that list, sir.
Oh, yeah. What an honor.
Can you talk a little bit about the drummers that influenced you?
Yeah, of course. You know, I was not really into music when I was 12 years old. It was really my brother thing, you know. I was really into sport. didn't care about music at all, you know. But my brother was into Metallica, and he was always playing this live in Mexico or Seattle, you know, from the VHS cassette of Metallica back in 1990 something. And he was playing the live on the TV all the time, and I was like, I think I clicked when I saw Lars Ulrich. Mostly the performance, the personality behind the drums, and the overall coolness of it, you know. And then it was like a revelation. I really wanted to be like Lars Ulrich from Metallica. And then Gino Glan, Sean Reinhardt from Death, Gino Glan from Death, Igor Cavalera from Sepultura, Abe Cunningham from Deftones, David Silveira from Korn. Huge influence. Huge. They're all the main guys, but now I'm influenced by so many talents, and Eloy Casagrande, all these like fucking genius, you know. There's so many.
What's it like being able to be listed amongst these drummers that you've idolized, to meet these people, to tour with them, to perform with them? What is that like?
I mean, I'm trying to not overthink. I think it's very subjective. I get it. Why? Because the way I'm playing on stage is I'm also a little bit of a comedian. You know, I put a lot of energy into the performance. But the performance is not the technique. So it's almost like it's so subjective. You know, there is thousands and thousands of drummers way better than me in terms of technique. But I think what I try to create is like I give a lot of my soul and emotion into it. So I'm really on fire when I play drums, and my only rule when I go on stage is give something to people, inspire them. Try to put something unique on it. It's really not about the technique. It's almost like about the movement of my body, the energy in the sticks, and how I hit the drums. So all this, you know, like 100 best drummers and all that, it's so subjective, I would say. So I'm taking a step back. I'm very honored. Yeah, I'm taking it. I'm like, wow, it's so cool. But I'm not overthinking. I'm not judging myself as the best in the top best 100 drummer in the world, because I see kids on Instagram who are like crazy good, so technical, so tasty and all that. So doesn't really matter for me, all that.
Now, I've read that you practice 4 to 5 hours every day,
Yeah.
and that you spend about an hour warming up before each gig. I'm curious, you're a very good drummer.
Thanks.
What does practice look like for you now?
The practice, I think it's essential. If you wanna be good and stay good for long, you always have to practice. If you stop practicing, it's the end of the game. You know, that's as a drummer. I'm talking, because drums is there is this muscle relation as well. If you stop working with your muscles, it's something. I don't know, you lose something. So for me, the practicing is just to maintain my level through the years, because I have respect for people coming to the show, and I'm so lucky to have this success with the band, and I don't want to waste this opportunity. So because I care, you know. I love it's about passion, but not only. It's also because now we have a fan base waiting for something. So I'm also working for this, you know, for the entire thing around the band, you know, the success of the band, all these big venues we played in front of. Today we played 30,000 people.
At least.
Yeah, you have to deliver something tight and fucking groovy, and it's really demanding. So you have to work. That's it. It's my job. It's my passion, but also it's my job, and I respect people.
So after having been in the band for this long and receiving the accolades that you have, playing these huge venues, making these records that everybody's loved, where is it that you find your joy now? Is it in the performance? Is it in the recording? Is it in the writing?
All of them, you know. It's a different kind of excitement, but I do enjoy every part of the process of being a band. The recording is a good challenge. It's actually the most challenging because it's very rare, especially with Gojira. We are becoming like a tool, you know, like we spend a lot of time writing, but we don't record that often. So I would say the performance life became like 90% of my life. It's why I'm training on the side. I try to run. You know, I go to. I'm living close to a lake, and I'm running every day, like for 45 minutes, almost every day. I'm trying to have a healthy life. So the performance is becoming more important, but I love every steps.
Now, your brother Joe, and by extension, the band, has been involved recently in protesting the arrest of anti-whaling activist Paul Watson. For those who haven't followed the story, can you speak a little bit towards what's going on there?
Paul Watson, is the captain Paul Watson, is an activist, a person who spent his entire life trying to defend the laws to protect the whales and all that. So, because there is an international law who says that we need to protect, we're not allowed to kill some whales and in some certain part of the world and all that. But it seems like the rules are not respected by some countries. So the fight of Captain Paul Watson is just to make sure is just like positioning himself in between the killers and the whales. So he's an activist, a very courageous people, very dedicated to the soul of the ocean and animals' rights, and especially the whales. And he got arrested by Japan, and he's going to be extradited in Japan, in prison, probably for life. Because while he was protecting the whales, there were kind of an incident in between a Japanese ship and himself, and so the Japanese government is using this argument to make sure he's going to jail. But in fact, it's kind of such an hypocrite thing, you know. So I don't know every detail of the story. My brother is really into it, but what I know is Captain Paul Watson is a warrior, and he needs an award. You know, he should have a fucking Olympic medal. Medal. So we want to help him also because we feel his cause is very important.